order. If everybody please stand, I'll lead us in invocation, and Commissioner Strickland will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, we're so thankful to be here today. Father, we're thankful that we have the opportunity to serve the Joint Water and Sewer Commission. We're thankful for all of our employees, and particularly the employee that's being recognized today for passing his operator's test. Father, just be with us. Help us be wise stewards of the money that we have from citizens of Glynn County. Thank you for loving us, and help us to glorify Jesus. In his name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing we have is we don't have any public comment, do we?
No, sir.
Is an employee recognition. Mr. Lewis?
Well, we picked a good day to do it so we can get out of the rain for a bit.
Blowing up or going down?
Yeah.
It's all wet. It's all wet.
Thank you, sir. Tractor's out there. Yes, sir. I tell him not to most of the time. There, get the photo, man.
We'll leave it there.
We have two commissioners that aren't here today. We need to take a vote to excuse them. They're on conferences up in Atlanta, I think. It's Commissioner Neal and also Commissioner Rowe. Can I have a motion to excuse them in this meeting? Is there a second?
I'll second, yes.
Motion second. All in favor?
And on the phone?
Commissioner Stevens,
Yes.
how do you vote?
Yes.
And yes, I vote yes. I'm sorry.
Commissioner Watson?
I vote yes.
It passes 5 to
Yes,
nothing.
yes, we did. Okay.
Thank you. The first item is committee updates. Yesterday, we had the Facilities Committee meeting, and we actually approved the change order for ARCO. We also approved some construction materials testing services at Dunbar, and also a digital concrete locate agreement with the company that's actually doing all the fiber optic installs throughout the county. We also discussed the contract, let's see, what else we discussed? We discussed
Exit 29 well.
the exit 29 well with the engineer Thompson Hutton, and there's 4 different options that they wanted us to discuss, and we selected option 2.
Great.
Option 3 for us to concentrate on that one. And we will be issuing that particular project in 3 separate contracts. The elevator tank will be in one contract, the connecting water lines will be in another contract, and the well and the appurtenances for it will be in another contract. We then had a finance committee meeting, and Commissioner Cook served as a moderator. And Commissioner Cook, can you give us an update as to how that?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, the first item we dealt with was the workman's comp renewal, and the cost has gone up a bit from $234,000 to $240,000. We actually are in a period of where we're doing it over a 3-year period, and of course, a couple of years ago, we had a very large amount of claims, and so that has kind of skewed things, but we're on track this year very much, and management here has taken a very good step. They have actually incorporated safety into the annual employee evaluation, which means the supervisor has to constantly evaluate that with their employees, and that's a very good step. And right now it's paying off, and I know there's a great deal of emphasis on that. So, and the company we're with is the same company we had last year, and they actually gave us a bit of a discount. The 2 gentlemen are sitting there have certainly had a lot to do with that, so we appreciate that. So, in other items, we also approved Christmas gift cards for employees. We recommended that for approval. That would be in the amount of $100 for the employees this year. It was up from last year. We also recommended approval of the contract award for the Dunbar construction materials testing services. And then finally, we went over the financial statements, and things are in good shape. The only area where we saw some issue was that obviously sewer revenues are down, not unexpected because Pinova is shutting down. And so that was one of our large customers, and so we don't have as much storage revenue as we expected from there. We also talked briefly about the bonds, and the bonds that are they're maturing are at very low rates. Some of them are as low as 1.25%, and when those are maturing and we're renewing new bonds, we're getting in the neighborhood of 4.5% to 5%, depending on what's going on in the market. And our finance director has a really good handle on that. He's got a whole system so that he get an alert, I guess some sort of alert, every time one is changing over. And he's working with Synovus with our bank. So anyway, that's my report, Chairman.
Thank you. We'll move to the approval section of the agenda. First item is workers' compensation insurance renewal. Mr. Singh, Jeffrey, and Jarrett Bridges.
I'll begin while y'all come on up. So we have been with, we've been with the National Liability and Fire for the last 2 years for our workers' compensation renewal. Mr. Bridges and Mr. Singletary were here yesterday to present this, and it was presented to the Finance Committee with a slight increase due to our experience mod increasing. Take it away.
Yeah, so basically we've got a 2.37% increase. That accounts for $5,567. And we did experience, this is actually 19-point increase in the experience mod. That's a 1.58. That was due to 2 tough years. The last year was Zika, and then our first year with National Liability and Fire was a $200,000 loss year. So we're only getting a 2% increase, and we've got a 16-point increase on the experience mod. So the base rates have dropped, and as Commissioner referenced earlier, we were able to get some advanced solid pricing in regards to credit for good performance this year. So we feel like this is our recommendation, minimal increase versus a large experience mod increase, and we've got more competitive rates this year for our different class codes.
Any questions?
So the increase is only up, just only 2.37.
$5,500, yeah.
It should have been about a $35,000 to $40,000 increase. Base rates would not have been changed at the renewal, and that they had more competitive rates this year.
And also, one of our bad years is going to go off next year.
Next year, right. Yeah. Right. All right. You ready
Have
for
a motion?
Yes. I'll move the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve the purchase of workers' compensation insurance coverage with National Liability and Fire for policy year 2024-2025 in the amount of $240,180.
Second.
I'll second the motion.
Motion and second. Any other questions? Commissioner Stevens or Commissioner Watson, y'all have any questions?
No, sir.
Hearing none, all in favor? Hearing none then, Commissioner Stevens, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Watson?
In favor.
He said in favor.
In favor, 5.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate y'all coming.
Thank you.
Next item is minutes from October 19th, 2023 commission meeting. Can I have a motion to accept those minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
I'll second the motion.
Motion and second. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor? 3-0. How do you vote, Trent? Commissioner Watson? Motion carries 5-0. Next item is employee Christmas gift cards. Mr. Owens?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. As we approach the end of the year, as we have done in past years, the Joint Water and Sewer Commission likes to show its appreciation and thanks to its employees by giving them a holiday gift card. In the past, the gift card started originally at $25 per employee. That was later increased to $50 per employee. Last year, we approved a $75 per employee gift card amount. And this year, we're asking for a $100 gift card per employee amount, which at yesterday's Finance Committee meeting, it was pointed out that this is consistent with what the City of Brunswick is also doing for its employees. So at this time, the staff is asking that the commissioners approve the $100 per employee Walmart gift card for our Christmas gift to our employees. We're estimating 135 gift cards at a total of $13,500.
This was approved by the Finance Committee to come to the full commission.
Yes, it was.
Can I have a motion to adopt this?
I'll make a motion that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve providing employees with a gift card in the amount of $100 to Walmart. The total number of cards would be 135 for a cost of $13,500.
Second.
I'll second.
And this was a budgeted item, is that correct already? It was in the budget? Okay.
Motion second. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Raise your right hand.
Sorry.
3-0. Commissioner Stevens, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
I vote in favor.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, I don't know who else is on or if anybody else is on. I'm getting a lot of feedback. It's hard to hear.
It's not from our end.
Does this have to be on right
Yeah,
there?
it's for it to record into the recording, yes.
Let's just power through and get her done.
Yeah.
We're getting close.
All right.
The next item is contract award Dunbar Creek Water Pollution Control Facility Construction Materials Testing Services. Mr. Burrows?
Yes, sir. This was presented to the Facilities and Finance Committee yesterday. With the construction of the third clarifier at Dunbar Creek, we're requesting additional testing services be provided by a third party to assist our design build team for that construction. The firm is Terracon Consultants out of Jacksonville, and they will be doing slab and soil testing, concrete testing, and auger cast pile installation inspections. The quote is $34,190, but as a budgetary amount as not to exceed. So the recommendation is to approve this contract for the inspection and testing services with Terracon Consultants at $34,190.
Can I have a motion?
I'll move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission enter into a contract with a not-to-exceed budget of $34,190 with Terracon Consultants, Inc. for inspection and testing services for the clarifier construction at Dunbar Creek WPCF.
I'll second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
There's a motion and second. Mr. Burris, this is outside the design build contractor's contract,
That
right?
is correct. This will be separate from that. Given the complexity of the construction and the critical nature of it, we want to make sure that we have a third party that's overlooking that construction services for us.
And the addition of this clarifier is to give us additional capacity, but also was an addition to the original contract.
In
too.
addition to the original contract, we change ordered that to them on the design build contract. It gives us additional capacity and also gives us additional flexibility at the plant to perform maintenance activities.
And this is where the most of the concrete on the whole project is being poured, so
Vast majority of it, yes.
that's the reason for it. Okay, are there any other questions?
And it's a not to exceed, so if they don't use all the hours, then they will only pay for the hours that they actually
That
use.
is correct, yes, sir.
Okay.
So we're not paying anything over what we've.
Nope.
What is the estimated time on this?
End of July. So what is that, 8 months?
8 months.
Yes, sir.
We seem like we have everything that we need, or we.
They've got it ordered. We don't have it here yet, but they've got everything ordered and we're working through it. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. 3-0. Commissioner Stevens, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson, how do you vote?
I vote in favor.
Motion carries 5-0. Next item is change order number 3, ARCO water and sewer improvements. Mr. Klein?
All right, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. This item is change order number 3 for ARCO area water and sewer improvements, as you stated. This did go through Facilities Committee yesterday and was recommended for approval to push forward to the full commission. Thomas and Hutton, our engineer for the project, has also written a recommendation that's attached to this. In summary, real quickly, this converts the project from a line item payment methodology to a lump sum payment methodology. This allows us to pay the balance of the project, which is about halfway through, in a % complete manner monthly. Reasons for doing this, the contractor actually proposed this, prevent further change orders. It's actually going to streamline or help streamline construction and get us to the finish line on this project. We do, staff does recommend it. One thing that it will allow is a little flexibility in the field by the contractor as they encounter different abilities to make the project happen. And I'm happy to go through that detail on that if you like. But this does change it to a lump sum basis and extends the contract time by 150 days. I'll also add this is a no-cost increase change order. Happy to answer any questions.
And basically, the lines are being installed in alleyways, existing alleyways that are right-of-ways, instead of existing streets.
That's right, Mr. Chairman, you're correct, right.
And it's going to be less expense for all of the homeowners adjacent to those lines to tie into them because the septic tanks are generally in the backyards.
That would be accurate, yes, sir.
And will eliminate the need for additional paving if the street's not torn.
Correct. Commissioner Cook, this will reduce the total footage or square footage of paving. That's correct. Required for the project.
And the contractor requested this change order because he's having so much trouble getting subcontractors for paving and also different approvals for the installation of the paving. So,
And he has
It's
been
gonna
working with the
expedite
homeowners also, hasn't he? To ask about the alleyways, he's been working with the homeowners?
Absolutely. The contractor's actually facilitated directly with several homeowners out there to make the physical connections to the new system.
Right, yeah.
and we're not going to have any additional engineering costs because of this.
We do not anticipate additional engineering costs for this.
Are there any questions? Other questions?
Going through the alleyways, are we having any problems with clearing of the alleyways from the county? Or
Mr. Strickland, that's a great question, and thank you for asking that. One of the reasons it wasn't designed in the alleyways is due to many of the unopened right-of-ways. Over time, it gets, residents will put things in the right-of-ways, trees grow up, that kind of thing, vegetation. One benefit for the contractor is that they've been in discussion with the homeowners out there, and they really feel comfortable. They have the ability to go in there, get the right-of-ways cleared, which are still public right-of-way, those alleyways, and work with the homeowners more directly. It really makes the process more efficient rather than changes coming, engineer approval, this and that, and then back and forth. It lets them kind of on the fly do it in the
But
field.
To your question, it still has to go through the Glynn County right-of-way process, but not having to include as much paving should streamline that right-of-way.
Oh, absolutely.
Right-of-way permitting procedure.
Correct, right. Definitely offset
why
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely offset that.
We're not getting no pushback on that aspect, is that correct?
No pushback. The less streets I think that we go in there and disturb, the happier the residents will be.
And happier the county will be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
it's
you for
good
the question.
now we have a revised, pretty firm completion time.
We have a firm completion date now, yes, sir.
For those who are not at the facility meeting, tell us how many people have already tied on.
We've got about a dozen or so, and about 250 or so total will be available, these homes.
We've got 110 lots that are available to tie on. We've had about a dozen that have tied on so far.
And I think the other important thing is that if the homeowner chooses to tie in, it could reduce their cost of doing that by up to 50%.
Absolutely.
Because they would only have to go from the backyard to the alley rather than all the way through the front to the,
That's correct.
that's a
correct.
significant savings.
Can I have a motion?
Yeah. I'll move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve change order number 3 to project 2016 ARCO area water and sewer extension to allow for UWS Inc. requested changes in sewer line installation, the change to a lump sum payment basis, and the extension of the contract time by 150 days.
Second? Motion and second. All in favor, indicate by raising your right hand. 3-0. Commissioner Stevens, how do you vote? Commissioner Stevens?
I vote yes.
Commissioner Watson?
I vote yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Digital concrete locate agreement. Mr. Klein?
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. Once again, this is an agreement for supplemental utility locating services. Currently in Glynn County, Live Oak Fiber LLC is installing comprehensive fiber conduits to serve the community. They've already put in 1.5 million linear feet with another 1.5 million linear feet to go. As part of that process, as any contractor has to do to any excavation or directional drilling, as they're doing in their case, they have to apply for utility locate tickets, Georgia 811. And as an existing utility owner, the Joint Water and Sewer Commission has to respond to those locate ticket requests and locate our assets in the field with the intent of avoiding damages. The aggressive nature of the project with Live Oak has inundated our current two staff members that are tasked with locating water and sewer assets as part of the Georgia 811 program. We have utilized available other operations staff after hours as they become available. This is an agreement Live Oak actually approached us with using their third-party locate contractor to assist with boots on the ground to help us locate extra. I think it's very important to point out this Live Oak will absorb all and any cost associated with this. This is a no-cost agreement for Joint Water. And also important to point out is Joint Water and Sewer Commission is not relinquishing legal responsibility for locate tickets. We'll still maintain that. We're just going to use basically them as volunteer help, if you will. Our locate staff is very much in favor of trying this. It'll still be monitored closely and managed by our staff, and staff recommendation is there to for the board's
And
consideration.
the contractor has indicated if it's located incorrectly, they will take responsibility for damages.
As Mr. Dormady pointed out in the Facilities Committee yesterday, an indemnification clause, if I can pronounce that correctly, indemnification, is in there. It's very clear, and the contractor has stated if they mislocate, as Mr. Burris said, they will assume or absorb the cost for remedying any damages.
So we don't have any liability from this.
I believe our liability is minimized as far as the locate services are. We're still, of course, in charge of the tickets legally, but
And we're going to do all of them we can get to. This is just for overflow.
correct. We still have the day-to-day. That printer runs nonstop with locate tickets.
For the commissioners that were not at the committee meetings yesterday, tell us how much longer this project's going to take.
They're expecting anywhere from, well, I've heard we're going to get them to narrow this down, a schedule for us. Aggressively, April of '24, and then I've heard another year. So Another 1.5 million. They've been at it for a little over a year now, year and a half, and have put 1.5 million feet in so far. They're trying to pull in all forces they can to drillers from all around to get it in there. And I hear the customers that are currently connected are very happy with the services. So
And they've not even done anything on the island yet.
they just begun on the island. So
All right, can I have a motion?
Yes, I'll move that Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission enter to a contract with Digital Concrete Imaging LLC and Live Oak Fiber LLC to perform supplemental utility locating at no cost to the JWSC.
Second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a question, Mr. Burrows. Can you give me like a ballpark of how many times we've had to go out and repair since they've started this project?
Oh, we're approaching triple digits.
Okay, right. So this is, and was,
It is multiple times a week.
was this prompted by us, this move, or was it by,
It was, I think,
joint venture?
bilaterally prompted. They want to continue to get their footage, and we were unable to keep up with the pace at which they were trying to get locates done, so
Right.
they started, but also having additional people getting out in front and trying to limit those damages is very attractive to us.
right, of course, because it,
Where are we at in eliminating that?
Doing our very best. Things have been struck that have not been located. That happens. Things have also been struck that have been located exactly where it was at. So, one of them, they hit out on 17 the other day, had a major main break out there. That was located exactly where it was supposed to be at and ran straight through the middle of the pipe. So,
Is there any type of insurance attached to this that we're responsible for? Or liability insurance, I guess is what I'm. Maybe I miss.
yes, section
Seven.
7, page 10. It maintains all these insurance things.
Okay.
They'll show a certificate to us.
Will we still be doing some locates?
absolutely.
We'll be doing all non-live oak locates, and then potentially some of the live oak locates that we can efficiently get to.
Right. Then also double checking over their shoulder
Yeah.
on their locates.
So
as
we
well.
will be doing some locates on their project.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we'll be back checking some of them too.
But we do have somebody following up behind them.
Yes.
Just to make sure that we're where we need to be.
We'll do a little quality control on there until we're good and comfortable, and then we'll monitor as needed from that point. Yes.
Thank you.
Do we keep a count of timesheets so we know how much time we've spent on this project to date?
We can pull that out of City Works. I don't know what the answer is right now, but yes, all the contractor strikes that we have, there's this particular work order type that goes into City Works, and so we can got all that information. And we also bill for damages that are the responsibility of the contractor when it was located correctly, for example, and they struck it, they get a bill for damages.
It's our responsibility as a utility provider to do the locates, so
Yes.
we don't charge anybody for doing the locates.
No, sir, we do not charge for locates.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor? 3-0. Commissioner Stevens, how do you vote?
I support.
Commissioner Watson? Commissioner Watson?
I vote in favor.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Executive Director's update.
Yes, sir. So our annual holiday luncheon is December the 6th at Howard Coffin Park. So all of you are warmly invited to join us at 11:30 for lunch. Standard holiday fare, turkey, ham, all the fixins. So please join us for that. We were supposed to have the Grits and Issues breakfast on the 8th that we always have, but that has been postponed because of the special session that was required for the redrawing of the legislative map. So that has been, I believe, relocated to April. So we'll get you some more information on that once we firm that date up. And the only other thing I have is happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and hope everybody gets to spend some quality time with family next week.
Commissioners, any commissioners have any input, comments? they
none
wanna
for
make?
me.
Commissioner Stevens?
No, sir.
Commissioner Watson?
No, thank you.
I want to thank all of our staff for the job you've done this year. I think it's been a good year, and we've got one more month, but things kind of slow down a little bit during Christmas. And I also want to thank the two commissioners. Commissioner Stevens I guess he's in Chattanooga today, and Commissioner Watson's probably under an umbrella someplace. So I appreciate you fellas going the extra mile to help us have a quorum at this meeting.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Do we need to go to an executive session, Charlie? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move that we adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
We are adjourned.
Commissioner Stevens? How do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes, sir.
Meeting's adjourned.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.